What would you do to find your missing pet? I would do a lot.
Oh, you would?
Peter and Joanne Henderson from Swindon spent nearly £1,000 hiring a team of pet detectives to find their missing terrier dog Benji. Let's speak to Peter, who is with Benji, who's been found. Peter, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And Tom Watkins, pet
Morning.
detective. Isn't there a film?
Our very own Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Morning, guys.
Hello, Tom. Animal Search UK. Peter, what happened? How did Benji go missing?
We run our own business printing and embroidering shirts in Swindon, and we were delivering a parcel to a courier with Benji in the van because he comes to work with us every day, and unbeknown to us he snuck out of the van without us noticing. We drove off and didn't realise we'd gone about a mile down the road, and then we turned around immediately and went back to try and find him, and by that time he'd done a runner. So we were guessing that he thought he was home, had got out and realised before we had a chance to notice that he wasn't actually home, and he was in a strange place that he wasn't happy with.
How bad were you feeling about it all?
Pretty upset, really. My wife was really upset about it because, I was driving and she was looking after the dog, so to speak, and obviously she blames herself for him getting out.
Oh dear! And so you thought, what are we going to do now? And
yeah, we did indeed. Obviously, we went back and scouted around for him. We spent about an hour running around trying to find him and shouting his name. And he'd just done a runner.
And then you
don't
thought,
quite know where he went.
Send for Tom Watkins, pet detective.
Well, what we did first of all, of course, we did what everybody else would do. We went round the following day, put up some posters that we printed. Obviously, spoke to everybody we met, particularly dog walkers, to see if they'd seen him. Wandered around and obviously searched for him. That obviously didn't result in any find. My son Matt then got on the internet to see if there's anything else we could do to try and track him down, and he came across the Animal Search UK people, and we gave them a ring, and Tom came down and helped us organise a much bigger search, a leaflet distribution, more posters, got us in the local paper. And
Tom, take it from here. What was the strategy then?
Well, it was rather like any police-style investigation, really. Our missing pet search team spent the 2.5 weeks that Benji was missing working actually on the ground in Swindon with a lot of support from the public and the local newspaper, the Swindon Advertiser, and thanks to the dog-friendly hotel chain Travelodge, they were kind enough to put up the search team free of charge.
Away from your sponsors there.
Well,
so what had happened to Benji?
Well, as Peter explained, he had actually jumped out of the van and gone AWOL. So we got lots of sightings due to our publicity all over Swindon. He was running about all over the place. So
no one had taken him then?
No, that's right. No, that was our fear to start off with, but it became apparent that he was definitely running scared, and we had a few leads to follow up, and eventually we collared him.
Sometimes dogs find their way home, don't they?
They can do, yeah. I mean, in this case, Benji was a few miles from home, so that was fairly unlikely with some major roads. But he is what we're describing him as now as the luckiest dog in Swindon, because to survive for 18 days without any...
In Swindon.
Yeah, and with all the traffic islands and the traffic and the people trying to catch him. So he's an amazing little dog. He's with us now. He's at our feet. And
Tell us about the moment of reunion, Peter, for you and your wife and Benji. What happened?
Well, I was at work and I got a phone call from the Swindon Advertiser saying, "Good news, Peter, we think we've got your dog." And he gave me the name and phone number of the lady who allegedly had got him, so I rang her and I said, "I'm coming over straight away." I got there and she said, "I think he was in the garden all last night," because I heard a noise, but I didn't take much notice because I thought it might be the telly. And then this morning when I got up, I looked out the patio doors, and there he was staring in at me. So
wagging his tail.
Yeah, so she'd obviously coaxed him inside, given him a biscuit, and when I got there, he was in her kitchen, and he just went absolutely mad when he saw me, which was great, and I was similarly affected. He was jumping all over me. I hadn't rung my wife at this point because I thought, well, if I get there and it's not Benji, she'll be really more upset than she is at the moment. So I then immediately rang her, and without the phone, I heard her the other side of Swindon.
All right. Brilliant.
So it was really good news, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed. Tom, thank you. Peter and Benji. Tom, what's the strangest pet you've been asked to look for, very quickly?
A peacock, believe it or not. Reported on the Animal Search UK website 2 years ago.
Did you find it?
It turned up fairly quickly, which I'm pleased to say.
Another happy ending.